let's talk about Fear 2.0. Are you ready? Let's go.
1, 2, 3, listen.
The Ava Show. Power up your inner journey. Light up your life. Welcome back. I'm so excited that you're here. This channel is all about you and guiding your path inwards. Yes, because you have a bright and beautiful light to share with the world. Something unique and really special, and I want to see you shine. So let's get those blockages out of the way and allow you to do just that. Today we're talking about Fear 2.0. So before we get into that, I want to ask you a question. If I said to you, do you know what I'm saying? But if I told you what that meant, and I said, okay, this means I'm going for a walk. It's a language I just made up right now. So I won't be able to repeat it. Something like that. So now you know what it means. The point of this is so that you realize that the mind can upgrade information. A second before I told you what that meant, you were like, Ava? And now you know it was my language made up. That means going for a walk. So this shows you that your mind can learn. The next time you hear that sound, you're more likely to have a chance of understanding that it means I'm going for a walk. Okay, and it's the same thing with a lot of our emotions and a lot of our fears as well. Fear 2.0 really is all about upgrading your emotions. Upgrading them, what does that mean? It means often in life we go through and we have an emotion to something. For example, maybe when you were 4 or 5 years old, you were scared of, boogeyman hiding under your bed. And maybe now, 20 years later, you are fine. Of course you don't fear the boogeyman under your bed anymore, because that fear has been updated with new information and new experiences that you've had. But sometimes some fears that we have can get left in the past and not upgraded. And so you can still remain fearful of things like spiders or the dark, for example, because you've not actually upgraded what that fear means. You've not had to address it enough to actually think to yourself, well, what does this mean? Of course, if you were scared of the boogeyman hiding under your bed, you go to bed every day, so that fear gets updated. Slowly you can go to bed without being afraid that the boogeyman is under your bed waiting to kidnap you, or whatever the boogeyman apparently does. With some fears, for example, like spiders, you may not encounter spiders regularly, and so as a child you may have been so afraid of spiders, and then 20 years later you see a spider and your body does the same reaction because it's not received any additional information from outside to tell it how to behave differently in the presence of spiders. So you're still reacting from that 5-year-old place rather than moving forward into your fear as your whatever age you are now. And sometimes this can happen because we forget to upgrade all the programs that are going on in our minds, all of the memories that we have, all of the things that mean something different. For example, babies may cry when they see an animal, because they don't know what it means. It's like, what is this? This is something I've never seen before. Or they may cry when they get put into water, like, what does this mean? I don't know what this means. But as you grow up, you gather information. What is water? Okay, I know it's not, it can kill you, and it can harm you, of course, but you learn the skills to be able to maneuver within water. And it's the same for everything. So any fear that you have, it's really important to, especially the big ones, especially the debilitating ones, the ones that really are stopping you from getting to where you want to be in your life, especially those ones, and that is important to underline. I'm not talking about fears that don't affect you getting to where you want to be. I have a moderate fear of snakes. I wouldn't say they're my favorite animals. I don't see snakes ever. So, I've seen them a few times in my life. And yeah, because I never see snakes, that that fear is never updated. So when I do see them, it's still quite a strong reaction. But also, being afraid of snakes doesn't stop me doing what I want to do in my life. There's no decision that I would make or avoid because I'm scared of snakes. So being afraid of snakes isn't something I need to waste my time dealing with right now, unless I was planning to go to live in the snake kingdom of back beyond in some place in the world, I don't know. But for now, in my life, being afraid of snakes actually doesn't affect me at all. And so I'm not too interested in dealing with it. But there are some fears, of course, that can affect you. For example, like maybe public speaking. It was one that I had. Now, realizing the importance of being confident and being able to communicate your message, that's something that I wanted to update and I wanted to address. And so slowly, that's something that I'm addressing, that fear of speaking out in public. Although that's quite a common fear, to be honest, being a fear of public speaking. But whether it's a common fear or uncommon fear is not important to me, because actually not being able to speak in public could potentially affect me, because I like to inspire people. And so if I'm ever invited to speak on a public stage, I don't want to refuse it because I'm afraid. You see, so this is how we need to judge our fears when you're going through and working out which ones you need to upgrade. You need to look for the ones that are actually working as blockages against your progress towards where you want to go. All of the other ones you can deal with when you get to your final destination, baby. Don't worry about it. Like right now, we don't need to be perfect, because that is completely unrealistic, and you're never going to get there. You'll be 101 and still trying to work out how to get over your fear of a toaster. So leave the fears that don't matter behind. Focus on the ones that stand in your way, and it's going to make a huge difference to your life. So Fear 2.0 is all about addressing your fears, making sure that they're upgraded. So when you were a child, maybe it was a 10 that you felt when you saw a spider. Now as an adult, it might be just a 5. And so you can update your brain cells to say, hey, this actually, I've never been attacked by a spider, I've never been hurt by a spider. You can start to slowly train your mind to realize, actually, I don't like them, but that's very different to triggering the fear response when I see them. And slowly, with this upgrading and this updating of information about your fears, you're going to be able to overcome those barriers and achieve great success. And that's what I want for you. That's all I want for you, because when you get there, you're going to shine brightly and the world will be a different and better place because of you. So I want to challenge you to think about this. I want to challenge you to have a think about what this means for you and for your fears. How can you bring Fear 2.0 into your life and upgrade and update the fears that are blocking your path? Write down in the comments below what it is you're afraid of and ideas for how you think you can update them using Fear 2.0. I can't wait to see you on the next video. Please check in the description below for the links to the next part of this playlist, and I will see you next time.